The case that still haunts us, a half-century of mystery. Imagine a man vanishing into thin air. He jumps from an airplane with a parachute and bags of cash. Then, he's never seen again. This isn't a scene from a movie. This is the baffling story of D.B. Cooper. For almost 50 years, this mystery has captivated the world. It's a tale of daring, mystery, and endless speculation. A hijacking on Thanksgiving Eve, terror in the skies. On November 24, 1971, a man calling himself Dan Cooper boarded a Boeing 727. The flight was from Portland to Seattle, a short journey that would soon become infamous. He looked ordinary, wearing a suit and sunglasses, blending in with the other passengers. But Cooper was hiding a shocking secret, one that would change aviation history. He had a bomb in his briefcase, a chilling revelation that would soon be known to all on board. He showed it to a flight attendant, who was understandably terrified. Then, he calmly announced he was hijacking the plane. Cooper had specific demands. He wanted $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. He also insisted the plane land in Seattle, where his demands would be met. The authorities met his demands, hoping to end the hijacking peacefully. Passengers were released, but the crew stayed on board. The plane refueled in Seattle, and Cooper laid out his next move, a flight to Mexico. As the plane took off again, the tension inside the cabin was almost unbearable. The pilots, under immense pressure, followed Cooper's instructions to the letter. The night sky outside was a stark contrast to the turmoil inside the plane. In a daring move, Cooper opened the airplane door mid-flight and jumped out with a parachute, disappearing into the night. Despite an extensive search, Cooper was never found. His fate remains one of aviation's greatest mysteries. The story of Dan Cooper, or D.B. Cooper, has captivated the public for decades. To this day, the mystery of D.B. Cooper endures, a testament to one of the most audacious crimes in aviation history. Into thin air, the jump and the search. This is the story of one of the most audacious heists in aviation history. With the money and parachutes on board, the plane took off again. The passengers, unaware of the drama unfolding, were left behind. Cooper directed the pilots to fly low and slow. The altitude was kept at 10,000 feet, and the speed was reduced to 200 knots. He wanted to make his escape. The night sky was his ally, providing the perfect cover for his daring plan. Somewhere over the Pacific Northwest, under the cover of darkness, Cooper did the unthinkable. He lowered the rear stairs of the plane. The wind roared as the hatch opened. Then, with the money strapped to him, he jumped into the night. No one saw him jump. The darkness swallowed him whole. No one knew exactly where he landed. The dense forest made it nearly impossible to pinpoint his location. The pilots radioed for help, but it was too late. D.B. Cooper had vanished. A massive search effort began. Helicopters scoured the area from above. The FBI, local police, and volunteers scoured the wilderness, hoping to find any clue. They were looking for any trace of Cooper or the money. But the search turned up almost nothing. The mystery of D.B. Cooper remains unsolved to this day. The feds on the case, Operation Norjack, and the elusive trail. This was one of the most extensive manhunts in FBI history. The FBI launched a full-scale investigation, codenamed Norjack. The operation was named after the Northwest Airlines hijacking. Agents interviewed hundreds of people. They spoke to passengers, crew members, and anyone who might have seen something unusual. They chased down leads across the country. From the Pacific Northwest to the East Coast, no stone was left unturned. The hijacking had taken place on one of the busiest travel days of the year, Thanksgiving Eve. Airports were packed with holiday travelers, adding to the chaos. There were many potential witnesses, but no solid leads emerged. Despite the high number of people present, no one could provide a definitive description of the hijacker. The limited physical evidence was puzzling. Investigators found a clip-on tie, a mother-of-pearl tie clip, and 8 filter-tipped Raleigh cigarette butts. A few partial fingerprints were found on the plane, but they didn't match anyone in the FBI's databases. The fingerprints were smudged and incomplete, making identification difficult. Some of the ransom money surfaced years later, but it offered little help in identifying Cooper or determining his fate. The money was found buried along the Columbia River, deteriorated and waterlogged, raising more questions than answers. Search efforts spanned vast areas of rugged terrain. Helicopters, boats, and ground teams scoured the landscape, but Cooper remained elusive. Composite sketches of the suspect were circulated nationwide. Despite the widespread distribution, no credible suspects were identified. The FBI held numerous press conferences, appealing to the public for any information. Tips poured in, but none led to a breakthrough. Operation Norjack remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in FBI history. The case was officially closed in 2016, but the legend of D.B. Cooper lives on. Who was D.B. Cooper? The biggest question remained, who was D.B. Cooper? Was he a seasoned criminal or an ordinary man driven to desperation? The FBI released a composite sketch based on witness descriptions. However, the sketch was vague and led to countless false leads. Over the years, hundreds of people have been considered as possible suspects. Some had criminal backgrounds. Others simply resembled the composite sketch. Some claimed to be Cooper, but their stories were never substantiated. The FBI investigated every lead, but none panned out. Did he survive? The question that has fueled endless debate is whether D.B. Cooper survived the jump. The odds were stacked against him. He jumped at night, in the rain, into unfamiliar terrain. Experts believe it would have been nearly impossible to land safely. The lack of a body is also curious. Despite extensive searches, no trace of Cooper or his parachute was ever found. Some believe this suggests he survived, while others argue the wilderness simply swallowed up any evidence. The Cooper vortex theories, speculation, and wild ideas. The lack of answers has spawned countless theories and conspiracies. Some believe Cooper was a skilled skydiver who planned the perfect crime. Others think he was an amateur who got lucky and survived against all odds. Theories range from plausible to outlandish. Some speculate Cooper had an accomplice on the ground. Others believe he stashed the money and assumed a new identity. There's even a theory that he was an ex-military operative with specialized training. While intriguing, none of these theories have been proven. The legend lives on. D.B. Cooper in popular culture. The mystery of D.B. Cooper has captured the imagination of the public for decades. The case has been featured in countless books, documentaries, and TV shows. It's become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring songs, movies, and even a festival in the Pacific Northwest. The allure of the unknown, the daring escape, and the enduring mystery continue to fascinate people worldwide. D.B. Cooper has become a modern-day legend, a symbol of daring and the ultimate unsolved mystery. An enduring enigma. Why we're still talking about D.B. Cooper? Why does this case, after all these years, still hold such a grip on our collective imagination? Perhaps it's the audacity of the crime, a seemingly ordinary man pulling off an extraordinary heist. Maybe it's the lack of answers, the tantalizing possibility that Cooper got away with it. Or perhaps it's a reflection of our own desire for adventure and escape. Whatever the reason, the story of D.B. Cooper continues to intrigue and inspire, reminding us that some mysteries may never be solved. Conclusion: the mystery remains. The case of D.B. Cooper remains one of the most baffling, unsolved mysteries in history. Despite decades of investigation, the identity and fate of the cunning hijacker remain unknown. Did he survive the jump? Where did he go? These questions continue to haunt us, a testament to the enduring power of a good mystery.